Welcome to this flash tutorial. It's titled Number Game, and I've been asked could I do a tutorial that includes random numbers and arrays. When you're finished, you'll have something like this. Where you have to select three numbers. So what you do is you're going to press this button, and as you're pressing this button, numbers are being generated. Once you generate three numbers, that button disappears and you have to enter in a code and see what it gets. So I'm going to go with the wrong number first, 3 1 1, and it will say try again. And I'm going to try to get it right this time, 3 1 2, and it says you win. Now there's other ways of doing this without arrays, but this person or these people want to know how you do it with arrays. We're going to start by opening a new FLA. ActionScript 3. I'm keeping what's the default settings, 550, 400, and the white background. This first layer here I'm going to call Select, S-E-L capital B-T-N. It's going to be used as a button. Over here I have something called the rectangle tool or the oval tool. I want the oval tool. Click on the corner if you haven't got it and select oval or rectangle, whatever you want. It's just going to make a button. This is the outside color here. This is the inside color. And I'm going to hold my shift down because I want a circle. There it is. Pick up my selection tool right here. Highlight this. Modify it, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip here is selected in this drop down menu, and call it SEL as in select shift_MC. Copy that. Okay. Open the properties panel. There it is, movie clip, instance of select, and we give it the instance name that we just copied. Lock that layer. You see this little padlock. Click here, lock it. Insert a layer. Call this AS, ActionScript. Select layer 1 or select frame 1. Open the action panel. I have my action panel here. If you don't have it here, go up to Window and click on the action panel. It'll open and type this code. We're going to declare a variable, VAR turns purple. I'm calling it myGenNum, as in my generated number. Colon, INT, it's an integer, means it's a whole number, and a semicolon. This is that button we just made, that movie clip called SEL_MC, period. Add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, that'll all turn blue if it's spelt right. Open bracket, mouse event, capital M, capital E, that will turn blue if it's spelt right. Period. Click is all capital, C-L-I-C-K. They will turn blue if they're spelt right. Comma, and I'm calling this GenNum, like generate a number. Close bracket, semicolon. Function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N. Copy GenNum, paste it in. Open bracket, event, E-V-E-N-T, small e, turns blue if it's spelt right. Colon, mouse event. You can copy this mouse event, paste it in. Close bracket, colon, void. Void and function are the same color. Open curly bracket, and as you start to type this, usually this closed curly bracket comes in for you. If not, you have to put it in. myGenNumber. You can copy myGenNumber, paste it in. Equals math, period, random. Capital M, small r, turns blue if you have it spelt right. Open close bracket, asterisk, the uppercase of the 8, which is multiply in math, 6 plus 5 semicolon. Don't worry about this for now. And trace, T-R-A-C-E, turns blue. That means we're just going to see this in what's called our output panel when we test it out. Open bracket, copy myGenNumber, paste it in here, close bracket, semicolon, and there's my close curly bracket. This will generate, every time we press this button, this red button, a number. The lowest number I'm going to generate is this one, 5. The highest number I'm going to generate is the sum of these two minus 1. So the sum of these two is 11, minus 1 is 10. So I'm going to generate numbers here from 5 to 10. So let's test it out. Control, test movie, test. Each time I click it, and you can see I've generated a 5, I generated a 6, I seen a 7 there, there's a 7, 8, I seen a 9 to 10. So that's what that does. For this particular video, I want my smallest number to be a 1, and I want my highest number to be a 10. So the sum of these has to be more than 1 more than 10. So 1 plus 10 is 11. So my smallest number is going to be 1. My highest number is going to be the sum of these minus 1. So my highest number will be 10. Let's test this out. I see a 1, I see a 2, I see no 3 yet. There's a 3, and I seen a 4 up there, a 5, I seen a 6, a 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that is working. Now we're going to be generating many different numbers. So where we have this trace mygen number, click right here and type this code. Type. It's a quotation mark, my space gen space number space is space, and then a close quotation. Then you put a plus sign, mygen number. So what happens is it's going to, when it traces it, it's going to say this in front of the number. So let's do this right quick and test it out. As I click it, it says mygen number is 8, mygen number is 10, mygen number is 6. So we know that it's that number I'm looking at. Now after this trace line, put a couple enters and type in this code. Type. It's an if statement. It's a test. If, open bracket, mygen num, you can copy and paste, equals. Two equal signs means we're testing it. If it's equal to 1, that's what we're testing it for. Close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this if. When you start writing, you'll get the close curly bracket for this if. When you're finished, you should have 2 closed curly brackets here. So in here, we're writing trace, T-R-A-C-E, open bracket, 1, close bracket, semicolon. So let's test this. Control, test, movie, test. I'm waiting to see if I get a 1. When I get a 1, I should have 2. There. When I got a 1, I also got a second 1. This one says mygen number is 1, and the second one just says 1. And if I look at that, this is where it said mygen number was 1. Here's where it just said the plain 1. And don't go any further if this don't work. At any time you're doing these videos, if something don't work, stop. There's no sense of going in any further. So now we have to keep track of these generated numbers. So go to the top here, after this first variable, put 2 enters, and type this line right here. Variable, my number 1, colon, number, capital N-U-M-B-E-R, that turns blue, equals 0, semicolon. Copy that, paste it, make it a 1 there, a 2 here, a 3 here, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 of these my numbers. Now come down here where we got this test for generating this number 1. And here, type. I got 2 and signs. That's for the logic and. So and, open bracket, my number 1 equals 0, close bracket. This my number 1 is this variable right up here. We're testing it. So we're testing 2 things here. We're testing to see if my generated number that it generated from this random was a 1, and at the same time if this number that's keeping control, in this case, was a 0 or a 1. In this case it's a 0. We're testing it for 0. And we have to put another close bracket here and another open bracket here. So now, because this is testing for 0, And this indeed is a 0. So when I generate the 1, it will show me, it will trace 1. So we're only looking for the 1s now. I'm going to do this there. I generated the 1. That says my generated number 1 is 1, and there it is, the 1. So now let's prove that that's working. Let's say here, up here, let's make this a 1 this time. Okay. So now this can never be true. This will never be true. So when I generate a 1, I won't see it this time. Test movie test. There. See that? I generated the 1, but because it's not true, I didn't get that second one like I did before. Go back up here and make this a 0 like it's supposed to be. Now we have to do this for all of these numbers. So click here, copy like this, right click, copy this. Click here, 2 spaces, paste it in. So my gen number is 2 here. Make this a 2 and trace 2. And my number 2. So you got that. Click here, 2 enters, paste it in. My number 3. My gen number 3. My number 3, trace 3. So I'll do the rest of these, then I'll get back to you. Now I believe I have all mine done. 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, they look like they're all done. I'm just going to give this a test. Control, test movie, test. And each time I generate a number, and you should make sure all your numbers work. Each time I generate a number, I see it. So that is working. I think that's enough for this video. There's going to be a follow-up to this tutorial. It will be Flash Tutorial Number Game Part 2. If you plan on doing it, make sure you save this FLA. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.